Functions. The objective of this video is to find the domain algebraically. So we want to find all the possible values of x that we can use that will give us an answer. So in order to do that, we kind of have to think of it the opposite, everything that cannot be an answer. So whenever we have a fraction, we cannot have the denominator, the bottom part of the fraction, to become a 0. Therefore, I want to find out everything that x could be that can make this 0. So I'm going to figure that out by factoring down this expression so that I can solve for x. So I'm going to factor by GCF, leaving me x and x minus 7. So I'm going to use the zero product property. So x is equal to 0 and x is equal to positive 7. However, the goal is so that it cannot equal 0. So x cannot equal 0 or 7. So now I can kind of use my set builder notation to tell what x could be to make this, tell us the domain. So using set builder x such that x cannot equal 0, x cannot equal 7, where x is an element of the real numbers. So this is my domain. My next example, I have square root of t minus 5. Every time I take the square root of a negative number, it cannot be real. And we are assuming that we are dealing with real numbers. So we do not want imaginary numbers. So I need to make sure that whatever's inside my radical will not give me a negative. So I'm going to solve for this inequality where all of that must be greater than or equal to 0. And solving my inequalities, so now I'm just using my set builder notation. My domain is x such that I should use t, not x. So t such that t is greater than or equal to 5, where t is an element of the real numbers. In this case, because I'm dealing with an interval, I can also use my interval notation. So I'm going to say 5 is greater than 8. Well, 5 parentheses infinity. So now you try. I suggest you pause your video, try and solve these two problems, then press play to see if your answer is correct. Pause your video now. So back here, I have two constraints. My denominator cannot be 0, and my radical cannot be a negative number. So instead of solving x squared minus 9 is greater than or equal to 0, it must be just greater than. If it's equal to 0, it's going to cause me a problem. So this is my constraint. So I'm going to add 9 on both sides. So x squared is going to be greater than positive 9. And then we could take the square root. So x is greater than or equal to plus or minus 3. I'm sorry, not equal to. So x must be greater than positive 3 and x must be greater than negative 3. So my domain, I'm going to use interval notation in this case because I have two inequalities. You want to pay attention to what the directions say. In this case, there are no specific directions, so I just want to state what the domain is using some notation. So I'm going to do my parentheses, negative infinity to negative 3. Union 3 to negative to positive infinity. For my last one, my denominator cannot be 0, so I want to factor this down so I can solve this quadratic. So x squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Using the sum and product method, x plus 3, x plus 4 are its factors. So when I solve, x is equal to negative 3, x is equal to negative 4. So those are the two numbers that x cannot be. Again, I could use interval notation for this. So I could say negative infinity to negative 4 union. I could say negative 4, negative 3 union. I could say negative 3 to infinity. I could have also used set builder notation. I could have said x such that x does not equal negative 3, x does not equal negative 4, where x is an element of the real numbers.